wrote, starred, produced, and novelized his first film, Struck by Lightning, which he is also a New York Times #1 best-selling author. The Land of Stories. In 2011, Chris Cofler was named one of the Time 100 in Times list of the 100. We are here tonight to celebrate the release of the fourth edition to his best-selling The Land of Stories series, Beyond Kingdom. Without any further ado, please welcome Chris Cofler.
Tight, huh?
So much for coming.
Thank you.
Always good to see familiar faces and some new faces. All right. Someone's getting my phone so I can do the selfie thing. So. All right. Cool. This is so exciting. It's book number 4. I cannot believe it's book number 4. I cannot believe the series has become what it's become. I found out yesterday that the series over 1 million copies have, much more than 1 million copies, but over 1 million copies have been sold to date. So
Awesome.
That doesn't include book 4 or the international sales. That is purely just the first couple. So no pressure. So yeah, with that said, I think we'll be doing a, thank you. Awesome. Okay, so we're texting me. All right, so that's it. I think I'll do some reading from one of my favorite parts in the new book, and then we'll do some Q&As. All right. All right. Chapter 8, The Only Objection. Spoiler alert, Red and Froggy are engaged. The day of Red and Froggy's wedding finally arrived, and the newly christened Sinner Kingdom was in a daze of celebration. Despite the constant setbacks, Red managed to finish all the planning her perfect day required, and thanks to a great amount of self-control on Goldilocks' part, Red had lived to see it. The former Hall of Progress had been transformed into a beautiful altar. 500 chairs had been set to face a pulpit on top of a large platform. Risers were built for a 200-piece symphony. A massive organ with pipes stretching into the high ceiling had been carefully constructed. Tall vases of pink, red, and white carnations were arranged and placed throughout the hall. White pillars and rosy silk drapes lined the walls too. Goldilocks had spent the entire morning helping the castle servants put everything together and was very proud of their work. However, when Red arrived to make her final inspections, Goldilocks discovered that her true task as matron of honor wasn't just helping the bride, but protecting everyone from the bride. Red stormed into the Hall of Progress, wearing nothing but a pink bathrobe and fuzzy slippers. She had curlers in her hair and no makeup on. Her eyes were much larger than usual, and a scowl was frozen on her face. She had never looked so anxious. "This is wrong! It's all wrong!" Red yelled. "The chairs are too close together. The women's dresses will get caught. The pulpit is too far away. I'm getting married, not making a pilgrimage. Tell all the musicians that they are not allowed to eat any of the food. The caterers only had time to prepare enough for the guests. The pillars and drapes need to match. This place looks like a giant ribcage." Red didn't even look at anything long enough to properly see it. She flung her arms around, yelling and pointing at anything she could. "Red, this is exactly as you planned it," Goldilocks said. "You need to calm down." "Please tell me that's not what you're wearing to the wedding," Red hollered, targeting Goldilocks next. "No, I'm wearing something much uglier than you chose for me," Goldilocks said. "Remember the pink dress with the puffy shoulders?" Red wasn't listening to a word she said. She began pacing and mumbling to herself. "Did you sleep last night?" Goldilocks asked. "Sleep? How was I supposed to sleep when there's so much to do?" Red asked. "Wait, are you saying I look puffy?" "Oh my god, I look puffy." "The wedding is canceled. Everyone go home!" Goldilocks removed the flowers from the nearest vase, and dumped the water over Red's head to cool her off. The bride-to-be screamed. "Listen to me very carefully," Goldilocks said, and leaned threateningly close to her. "Everything in this building is exactly how you wanted it to be. You're just having pre-wedding jitters. There is nothing you need to fix or adjust. What you need to do is go back to the castle and start getting ready and enjoy the day. Because if I hear one more complaint from you, this wedding will turn into your funeral. Is that clear?" Red frowned and her jaw trembled, and she nodded slowly. "Yes." She turned to face the rest of the room. "My apologies, everyone. Well done. As a reward for your efforts, I'd like to invite you all to the reception at the castle following the ceremony. Just don't eat anything." However, Red wasn't the only one feeling pre-wedding jitters. Froggy, Connor, and Jack were dressed up in nice suits and kept one another company in the library of the castle while they waited for the ceremony to start. Froggy stood motionless at the window. He stared out at the kingdom and watched the citizens line the streets. They were bubbling with excitement and anticipation, hopeful for a glimpse of the royal wedding. "It's funny how times change," Froggy said softly. 4 years ago, I was living in a hole, afraid that if I showed my face to the world, they would hate and fear me. I never thought that love was an option for me. Now, here I am, the elected king of a kingdom, about to marry one of the most beautiful women in the world, and she's technically the one who proposed." "If there's one thing life is good at, it's surprising you," Jack said, "and sometimes it surprises you in the best ways." Connor was sitting in an armchair, staring at the floor, oblivious to what they were saying. His mind was still fixated on their search for his sister and the masked man. He quickly looked up from the room and went quiet. He quickly looked up when the room went quiet. Who wrote this, bro? "I'm sorry, what did you say?" Connor asked. He was supposed to be Froggy's best man, and so far he was failing at it. "Just an observation, nothing important," Froggy said. He gulped and loosened his collar. "Why does everyone rethink their decision to get married on the day of their wedding? I've been fine with the idea for months, but only now do I feel like I'm getting cold feet." Connor laughed. "But Froggy, you're an amphibian. Your feet are always cold." Froggy turned to him and smiled. It was a nice way of putting things into perspective. There was a knock on the door, and the third little pig poked his head into the library. "Your Majesty, the former and future queen is almost ready. The ceremony will begin shortly." Jack patted Froggy on the back. "This is it. Are you ready?" "Ready as I'll ever be," Froggy said. "Gentlemen, please join me in my last steps as a bachelor." They followed him out of the library, but Connor lingered in the doorway. A bad feeling grew in the pit of his stomach, and he looked back at the empty library. It felt as if he was forgetting something, but he couldn't figure out what it was.
Oh.
It was a lot of fun writing Red as a bridezilla. I think we're going to open up the floor to questions now.
Okay, we have a question right over here.
Leslie?
Leslie?
Okay, this is really important. What colors are you considering for the next Land of Stories cover?
Well, it depends if I'm going to stick to 5 or if I'm going to do a 6th one. I haven't decided yet. But I can't really give. It's funny how the color is always what everyone wants to know about. Now you know what the characters are up to. But we'll see. Thanks.
All right, and we have a question back to you. When did you have the thought of becoming a writer?
Probably when I was really little, but I wasn't really sure what the term of it were yet. I think I used to write stories with my action figures, but I wasn't really aware that it was writing. But my toys always had very, very thorough plots. And at the very end of each session of me playing with toys, I'd actually write a cast list. I'd see like Batman as the bad guy. I was a very lonely child.
We have another question right over here.
Hi.
Hi.
What advice do you have to people who are aspiring to be performers or writers?
Okay, performers. I learned something very important this year, and that is I removed dairy from my diet, and it cleared up my skin very much. And that really is the best advice I could give for performers. Because I think when you feel better, you sing and you dance better. And for writing, just follow Nike's advice and just do it. And don't be afraid. Don't do it just to please other authors and writers. Don't worry about the style. Don't worry about the word choice. Just get it out of your head because it does no good in there.
I have a question back here.
What was your favorite fairy tale as a child?
Well, I love Sleeping Beauty just because, I mean, a princess that slept for 100 years was a princess I could get behind. And even though Maleficent isn't the actual character, I just love me some Maleficent. Oh, God, so evil. Ooh.
Great, we have a question right up here.
Chris, if you could play any of the characters in your books, which one would it be?
Well, I would love to play Mother Goose. That's not going to happen. It's very hard having meetings about the potential movies when everyone wants me to play Froggy, and I just keep telling them I don't want to play Froggy. I don't want to be that guy who writes a book and casts himself in the movie. But it would be a gun to my head. I'd probably choose Froggy because at least he's cute. You know? At least my face would be CGI, so that's nice.
I have a question in the back here. What gave you the inspiration to write these books?
Just loving to read. I was obsessed with the kids section of every bookstore I went to, and I just so wanted to contribute. And I wanted to write about the adventures that I wish I could have.
All right, we have a question right over here.
What was the most difficult book to write?
Ooh, probably the first one. Yeah, I think the first novel is always the hardest. Yeah, the first one because I think I was getting into the groove of things and I was terrified because it was a book. Prior to that, the biggest thing I'd ever written was like a history report.
All right, I have another question in the back. How long did it take you to write each book?
You guys can't see her, but she's like 60. I like her headband. Yeah, I'm surprised I can still see that far. I think, probably I would say it takes me a good month to a month and a half, which I hear is very fast, but I usually write over the course of probably 6 months, but if I took every day that I actually spent on writing, it'd probably be a month to a month and a half.
We have a question right over here.
Out of all 4 books, which one is your favorite or least favorite?
Least favorite. Oh gosh, it's like saying which is your favorite child? I love the 4th one. I hope you guys like it too. I have a love-hate relationship with the 2nd book because I love writing it. I think it's a great story, and I love the Enchantress. I thought she was such a great character, but I was going through some hard times. And I put it all into that book. So every time I pick it up, I was like, woof, I was angsty back then. So maybe that one. But I don't think I dislike anything.
I have a question up here.
Hey. So my question is, I kind of read the whole book already.
When did you get it?
This morning.
Really? God, how do I get longer?
That's why it's first beginning. Maybe I can do my homework quite fast. But my question is, in regards to, spoiler alert, sorry guys.
Everyone cover your ears.
The extra stories that you've added on, what made you pick those?
The extra stories?
Yes.
I'm sorry, what was the question again? Say it.
In regards to the extra stories that you picked, why did you pick them?
Oh, I think they were, to me, let's see, I did Camelot, Robin Hood, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, and Oz. And I think those were just kind of like the most classic stories in literature to me, and ones that I like the most. So it was a selfish choice.
I have a question right over here on the side.
Hi, Chris. My name is Emma Calvert.
Hi.
And I came all the way from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
And my question is, are you a Hillary Duff fan? I love Hillary Duff.
Do I like Hillary Duff? Is that the question? Oh, yeah, sure. I can get down with some Lizzie McGuire. Yeah. Do you remember that episode where they were shopping for bras? It seems like a crowd that would remember that episode. I remember being a little kid because I'm much younger than she is. But I remember as a kid thinking, this is so scandalous for the Disney Channel. And yeah, I always wish I had a cartoon that lived inside my head.
And we have a question in the back.
Welcome, this is my friend Lane.
Hi.
Hi, how did you go from an actor to an author?
Well, I think when I was little, it was all the same to me because it was all just a matter of playing pretend and storytelling. So I really got bit by the storytelling bug more so than I did the acting or the writing bug. But I think a lot of you probably are writers too, and I think you all can relate to. I think writing chooses us. We don't choose it. Like we just get kind of we're born with this this passion to tell stories, and we just follow it. Thanks.
Hey, we have a question, right?
Hi, hello you. I came all the way from Mexico.
Oh, thanks.
My question is, first of all, are you going to make a CC for 60? Second of all, do we ever expect to meet your grandma? I think
I would love. I don't know if the world's ready for my grandma. Mother Goose is a little bit of my grandmother, and I'm not sure the world is ready for her. But I would love to do an interview with her, and every time I talk to her, she gives me new material for talking to us. And the other night, she saw my Jimmy Fallon appearance, and she had some words for me. She goes, that Jimmy Fallon's a good-looking kid. And she said, if I was 40 years younger, he'd be madly in love with me. So I got to tell that story. And am I doing CC 360 this year? Yes, I am. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. I'm so glad you're all here.
We have time for 2 more questions. We'll take one over here.
No, let's do 5.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Lee. I have a question. Does the Catholic League read your series?
I know a few of them do. I know Amber does. And I get texts from her like at 2 o'clock in the morning, be like, Chris! Why'd you not kill this person, Chris? And Ashley Fink reads them. Of course, she usually steals manuscripts and things.
I have a question, right?
Are you going to make a movie out of your books?
Well, I hope so. Yeah, I'm starting all that good stuff now. Woo! So fingers crossed.
Yep.
Keep tweeting about it.
We'll take another question here in the back.
Okay. What inspired you to write that type of book, like the theme of it?
Yeah, I think fantasy books are the only things that capture my attention. And I wanted to write books that I knew kids like to read.
Okay, we have a question right over here on the side.
Hi. Over here.
Hi.
I was just wondering if you did get your movies made. Would you like to cast new actors, or would you rather want established actors? And also, can you do yourself? You just want to work here too.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think for Alex and Connor, one of the reasons why I wrote them with I didn't name the city that they were in, or really the country, although it's people know that they're American. It's because I wanted every kid everywhere to be able to relate to them. So I would really, really would like for them to be unknowns. So every kid knows them just as Alex and Connor first, and then they can go off and have wonderful careers. But then, I think the characters that are known, like the kings and queens, I think it would make sense to cast people that are known. And a few of my friends have like Whoopi Goldberg, have attached themselves to the movie. So that's fun. And Whoopi was like, by the way, Chris, I'm going to be in the movie. And I was like, I'm not going to stop you, okay? Yeah.
We'll take another one here in the back.
Hi, I'm Emma.
Hi, what's your name?
Emma.
Hi, Emma.
Hi. What is the meaning of each color of the book?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I think I'm just crazy enough to have answers to this. I think the first one was kind of green because it was like the forest. They were entering a magical forest, and the second one was purplish pink because it was all about passion, because the enchantress was very upset. And the red one was red because it was a little bloody. And this one is blue because it was demanded to be blue. And I think the fifth and possible sixth ones will also have things that similarly relate to the plot.
Okay, we have time for one last question.
Hi.
Hi. My name is just work.
Hi, who's going?
Good. Basically, after the third one, did you basically always decided to do that with the Masked Man? After I read that one part, it
You know what?
changed everything.
I'll tell you what I did with the Masked Man because the secret's pretty much out. When I was writing the second book, long before I really knew there could be a third one. I think the third one was We Were Talks, the third one. During Charlotte and Dr. Bob's wedding, I thought, wouldn't it be scandalous if in the middle of the wedding, their dad walked in and said, you can't get married to him because I'm still alive. And that's how I ended the second one. And then I thought, oh God, that's such a good ending that I saved for the next one. But no, I'm very lucky because I really planned that far ahead. But thankfully it worked out for the third one and drove everyone nuts. All right, cool. Well, great. Thank you so much. And I'm going to do the selfie now. All right.